Hello guys, here's Matt Bukovski. We are here for the Future Sound of Sweden event, and I'm here with Viktor Kidson, who's going to have some nice interview with me. So hello Viktor.
Hi. How you doing today, Matt?
Oh, it's great, really. The weather is really nice, and I feel great after the event, you know. It was a very nice gig.
How did you've been here for a couple of days right now. How do you like Sweden so far?
Oh, Sweden is such a modern country, you know, so open-minded. People are really open and friendly. I really liked, you know, atmosphere, and just, you know, I got very good impressions. Yeah.
How did you think about the event?
Oh, the event was the atmosphere was cool. It was a small club event, you know. I really love small club events because of their atmosphere. I mean, it was so intimate, and all the trance lovers, they really enjoyed the music, everything I played. Yeah, that's the most important thing, because if you have even few thousand people coming to the party, but they don't really feel the music, they are just, you know, random crowd, it's not so enjoyable than if you have, let's say, a few hundred people, but really passionate about the music, really, you know, crazy about trance. So it was a real pleasure to play for them. Yeah, they were very excited about, you know, trance, and
I'm happy to hear that. I'm proud over the Swedes, because they know their trance when they go to trance events.
Yeah, I didn't know trance is popular in Sweden. Like, it was quite a surprise for me that I can find trance communities everywhere in Europe and across the world. Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing. You were born in 1992, and you started your musical journey when you were 7, right?
Yeah.
How did you fall in love with the piano from the beginning?
Oh, it's a very basic story. My parents enrolled me to music school when I was 7. And why piano? I don't really know. Maybe my parents, because, you know, they chose the instrument for me, and they told me they couldn't imagine me playing the violin because they thought, you know, it's more for girls. So I just started playing the piano. I don't know why. It was just kind of random choice, but it was a very good choice, because I just fell in love with piano. I just, you know, it was very hard work to you know, to practice every day, but it really paid off. Like, now I'm really able to, you know, just put some melodies, you know, just improvise, play them on my keyboard, and it really helps me now with my trance productions. Yeah, I don't really have to think like, oh, what's the next, you know, chord, next key. I just, you know, I just do it naturally. Yeah. I just have some ideas in my mind, and I just, you know, let it go. Yeah.
What were your classical musical influences when you grew up?
Oh, you know, mostly like classical composers, you know, like from classicism, romanticism, you know, all the classics like Mozart, Beethoven, Brahms, Schubert, you know, Tchaikovsky. I liked all the classical composers. But I also, yeah, as you know, fell in love with electronic music, yeah, and my first big love, like, you know, my first big inspiration was ATB. In 2004, I came across his album No Silence, and wow, it was just, you know, something new for me, and I just really thought, yeah, this is this kind of stuff I really like to listen to. I didn't even plan to make some, you know, trance, some electronic music back then, but yeah, it really influenced my thinking about music, you know, my sound.
How has your passion for music evolved from starting with a classical and then moving to... You still have the classical parts in you, right?
Yes, and I also, you know, I'm studying music, like at music university, so I still compose classical music for you know, real instruments. Like my friends from university, you know, play my stuff, my pieces, and how it evolved. I don't know. I just fell in love with trance. Yeah, and I didn't even know it's called trance. Just a few years ago, my friend, my good friend Christian, I noticed him just listening to the same stuff. Excited me. I didn't know the name, so he introduced me to trance, and I immediately fell in love. I just downloaded, all the ASOT episodes, from the very beginning. Just listen to it like crazy, and I just decided, I have to make my own tracks, because I have musical background, so I'm able. I hoped I would be able to make some nice music, So.
How hard or how easy was it to incorporate in the beginning and also now your classical influences, your classical training into trance music?
Oh, I think it was very easy. Trance is not as complex in terms of melodies because as classical music, but it's difficult in other terms like the sound design, like creating space in the mix, like mixing all those tracks together in your DAW, this computer program I use, Ableton. So it's just something. Some other elements are difficult in trance, like this sound design, like mixing, mastering. But I just it's like I came up with some melody. I just improvise and make it in 5 minutes, and then I can sit like for 2 weeks, just tweaking the sounds and so on. So it's so annoying because I would love it to be like perfect from the very beginning, and I really have to work hard to make it sound natural.
But how many % do you do like in the first, not 5 minutes, but in the first day of a track, and how many % do you think?
Yeah, so the first day is all the ideas or like the whole arrangement, like everything, like that, like the raw version, like very like basic version of the arrangement, everything. And the rest, it's like 80% of the work, in the first day. And then to get to this professional level, you need this, missing 20%. Yeah, you need, like weeks. It really depends. It's really hard to say, now the track is finished. Because I am always dissatisfied with something.
Are you the one who says, the track is finished? Or do you have someone else who listens to the tracks and say, this is good, this is finished, don't work more on it?
Oh, it's a hard thing. Because I always think it's not finished. So I send it to my producer friends. And they like tell me, "Oh, Matt, it's already finished. Like, just don't overdo it, because it's possible to overdo a track. If you work too much, you just don't notice. You just kill it or just destroy it. It's just like too much work. Yeah.
If we're looking apart from ATB or in trance, who were your influences in the beginning?
Oh, mainly ATB, but I also had a few producers like Shantias or John Callahan, who were really a big inspiration for me, and also those young producers, because in the beginning I didn't really believe that I would break through or
that it would work,
achieve any success. So when I saw all those like 18-year-old producers like me back then, I felt like, okay, maybe it's possible. So let's try it. This was a big motivation for me, like inspiration.
When did you realize that wow, this is working, people like my tracks, or this is what I'm doing is good?
Hard question. I don't really know, but it was not like a sudden moment, it didn't happen suddenly. It was constant, like evolution, very slow evolution, and I don't really know when it happened, but I think the first ASOT radio plays were some kind of confirmation. Maybe it's the right direction. Maybe it's gonna work.
it is the right direction, but I know what you mean, like confirmation for yourself that people really enjoy the track.
Because I wasn't sure, at the beginning I didn't have any DJ support, I just made the music just for fun, for myself, and some of the tracks got really good reactions on YouTube or Facebook.
Yeah.
And it was always motivation for me to keep working. And then when I got some, better supports, like from DJs I've always admired, like it was wow. Yeah, I know.
We go into DJs that you always admired. I know you've remixed Alien Fila, Andy Moore, Alex Morph.
Yes.
How do you approach a remix for an artist like that you admire, I guess?
Oh, it's always a challenge because it's not just a regular remix. It's just something more special because the artists you just mentioned are really my idols. I really really love their stuff, and I just don't want to disappoint them with my work. So I really have to, in such situations I have to work harder. And there's also more pressure. Yeah.
There has to be a lot of pressure.
Yeah, more pressure. But I hope I managed to do something at least nice.
But also, when I know Armin included your track Eterna, right?
Yes,
2013.
Yeah, and also Retrospection in Universal Religion. Exactly. Yeah, and it was kind of shock for me because. Oh my God! Because I just sent the track to Armada's, A&R manager, this track Retrospection, and I didn't expect anything special. They just signed the track, and I thought, okay, it will be nice release. Yeah. But then when they announced the track list of Universal Region 6. It was like, wow! Oh my God!
You didn't know?
Oh my God! No, I didn't know. They didn't tell me before, so I just had a heart attack. Wow! Armin chose my track for a compilation. I didn't really breathe for a few days after they announced it because he was a #1 DJ, and it was just shocking for me. Yeah, and the same with Eterna. And ASOT, the ASOT compilations are even bigger than Universal Religion. Yeah. So it was even bigger shock for me.
Yeah, bigger thing. It was the same. You were surprised as well.
Yeah, I was really surprised because they didn't tell me, and I don't know why they do this.
It's a happy surprise. It's a good surprise.
But maybe it's a happy surprise. So yeah, I didn't know earlier. So yeah, maybe.
If we move into the studio, when you what comes first when you're working on an original track?
Oh, always melody. Yeah. Always some chords, melodies. Because when I'm not excited enough with a melody, I just don't start working, on the rest.
Okay, so you need a good melody to drive you forward to working on the track.
Really get inspired, and when I'm really excited, I have goosebumps on this melody. Yeah, I'm really excited about it, and the work is really fast. Yeah. So, but I know that some other producers they just start with kick drums, like percussion and bass lines, and then they create melody later. Yeah. So they get inspired by this beat, but I need to get inspired by melody. So just no way is better. Yeah. It's just personal preference. Just every artist, every producer has his own or has her own
way of working.
Yeah.
I know you have a very interesting collab coming up with the legend Tala 2XLC.
Yes, it was a really nice moment, a great moment when he asked me for a collab, and it's what's funny that he started DJing a few years before I was even born.
Yeah, you were born.
So it's crazy. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a nice classic sounding track, with a really nice classic melody he sent me, and I don't want to disappoint him. I'm still working hard on our collab. Yeah.
I know you also have another very, very interesting collab coming up with another legend, Geert Huinink, called Fields of Forever. And Geert used to be a big part of Tiesto in the early days. He used to work with him a lot.
Yes, so we got in touch through one of label managers. Mm-hmm. And I got a breakdown from him, which I really loved. I loved the melody. It's just such a timeless melody. So you know, the orchestral arrangement was so complex, and the breakdown is in fact very long, like 2 minutes. And I thought, just it's something. I got excited about it, like when I do my own melodies. So I just thought I can't miss this opportunity. I just have to make this, you know, collab with him. So I hope it went well. So the track was already played on ASOT, so you could already hear it, and it even won a future favorite. Well, I'm really happy because it was a few months for me without ASOT support, so it means a lot to me, you know.
What did you learn from collaborating with Geert?
Yeah, so Geert, he was a really demanding person. I sent him a few versions of the track before he was satisfied with our collab, and now I see why. Because when I compare the previous versions, previous renders with the final one, just the final one has more sounds, more atmosphere, like better mix down, sounds like just better. So he really knows, he really was able to think objectively about my work, because I can't, as I listened to a track like 1,000 times, and I just don't really know how it really sounds, it's
crazy, right?
Yes. So I really like collaborating, because it's always like one artist and the second artist or the third artist, they all have some fresh looks on other guys' work,
If we go back, do you remember your first DJ gig?
Oh yeah, I remember that, but it was very, in fact, it was a very small gig in Warsaw, just in my hometown.
Yeah.
And I was a warm-up DJ, so I played first, and I didn't really have like many people on the floor. No, but I remember I was very stressed, because my first contact with DJs was just a few days before.
A few days before the gig?
Yes. So I was really stressed, like how it was going to be, but fortunately it all like went well. But my first like real gig, because it was just like DJ warm up for me. My first international gig, I believe it was Quest for Trance in the Netherlands.
Oh.
And I played a back-to-back set with RD, my friend RD, and there were like more people. Yeah. So it was another level of stress. And I think I always have this kind of stress, but it's not destructive. It's rather makes me more excited.
Yeah, it's good stress.
Yes, so it's this good kind of stress. And without this stress, I wouldn't be like so motivated. What I mean? Like,
yeah, I know.
Like more, I have more motivation, more. I put more effort in, my work, like my DJ work.
Yeah. What do you think becoming a DJ has taught you as a producer?
Oh, it's a very interesting question. For example, it taught me how to make DJ-friendly tracks, So, for example, before I became a DJ, I always put a lot of melodic elements, like chords, like full arrangement, just in the intro of the track, and it just doesn't work well when you want to mix two tracks together, because it's just too much at the same time. Too many things going at the same time. So that's the first thing. The second thing would be, just finding out what really works on the floor and what doesn't work. Yeah. Of course, I'm not talking about, because we all know that what works best, just, banging electronics, yeah. So I mean, just in terms of trance, yeah. So what my crowd I play for likes best, Yeah. Just what kind of energy they react for, or what kind of melodies just makes them more excited. It's just this kind of thing. Not really, you know, not really. What's more banging like. Yeah, this not this kind of things. Yeah, and the third thing would be just, you know, because you ask what makes me a better producer. I think the third thing is just it really inspires me, you know, to produce, and that's big motivation that I can play out.
Yeah, and you can play your own tracks.
I can play my own tracks, yeah. So not just the other guys' tracks, but also my tracks. So yeah, so that's the third thing. Yeah.
What do you have coming up in the future right now?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't like to reveal too much. Yeah,
it's secret.
But you know, a few releases. For example, my track "Nothing to Fear," I produced for the ASOT anthem competition. You know, ASOT 650 anthem competition, and unfortunately, I sent it a bit too late. So it, you know, wasn't.
It wasn't part of the.
Get a listen from Armada, yeah, but. It was a bit funny because they got back after a few months.
After a few months?
After a few months, so that's great. I didn't sign it before, yeah, exactly. So they got back to me from Armada and they said, yeah, we want to sign the track, and it's still not released. I play it in all my live sets, and yeah, and I hope it will, you know.
It's something you have coming up, right?
Yeah, so, yeah, many people were asking me about an artist album, you know, but I think it's not the right time. I'm, you know, focusing on singles. And yeah, and also there's a collaboration with Tiff Lacey, because I have one track with her, you know, one progressive track on Enhanced, but it was released, I think, 3 years ago, so it's time for another.
Yeah, it's time for another one.
We also made, you know, an orchestral one for her album, but yeah, it's such a long time from the previous one, so yeah, I think there will be two mixes. One will be more like electro influenced, yeah, but the second one will be, of course, uplifting or tech trance, yeah, like this kind of stuff. Yeah. And I'm still working on it, so yeah, so it's even not signed yet. Yeah, and a few interesting, a few nice gigs coming up for me, but I won't review no, not confirmed, you know, like not revealed. But I would like to invite you for FSOE 350 in Poland, in Lubiąż. Yeah, I know it's her name. So it will be a great party, free party, organized by my agency, FSOE, in monastery. Of course, it's not like you know, working monastery, just you know, just an old one, like a museum. So I think the atmosphere is going to be amazing there. Yeah, and also some other exciting gigs are coming up, but I want to reveal before it's official.
Hi, this is Viktor Kidson. I'm here in Stockholm with Matt Bukovski. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching. Bye.